Welcome, my friends. This is Covey 1969. Book I'm reading here, it's called Medieval Cities. It actually goes back to the origins of 11th century, 12th century, 13th century. My God, they had an incredible setup. When there was a point in time, there were cities. Everything flourished. The taxes you were talking about that goes back into the infrastructure, not this insanity where they're bleeding us off dry with the Rothschilds and whoever the fuck bankers, the private bankers that are bleeding us and robbing our future, our grandchildren's future. But they talk about it in here, man. I was really impressed by the very getting towards the back, 204, page 204. It starts to talk about the aspects of it was a society where they didn't have a leader. There was no king or queen or prince or anybody of that, or burghers they called them, behergers. I don't know how it's pronounced, so I'm sure that's a funny thing. But these people having no leaders, a city. I mean, it didn't happen outside of the city. It was the protection of the city itself. Everybody loved their city with a revelation of a pleasedness. I don't think prideness is or proud is good, but extremely pleased and happy to be able to live in a place where you feel free with this insanity, where everybody was middle class, you know, everybody was working towards collusion. Everything that was created was taxed towards the purpose to build the city better, to put the public schools into everything that was aspects. And it was the best time when there was no leader, when everybody had worked together. There were, anyway, if you get a chance, my friend, I'll try to put some links up, you know, so that maybe other people can see. Right now there's a 12-year-old who's speaking on behalf of just the bankers and whatnot. Incredible speech. I'll put a link on for that too, my friend. And I just thank you. I thank you very much, and God bless you. I hope just even once in my life I get a chance to meet you in person. And I'm hoping that maybe you can give us a hand towards. I mean, isn't it time? I mean, really, there is a chance, an opportunity, my friend, right now, where we can hack our political system. You've heard of these kids out there hacking our computers, the internet, and whatnot. We can do the very same thing with your knowledge, your understanding of how the laws are interpreted correctly, you know, not by the bias that they try to push out there when you actually put them up against the wall and then confront them with the very things that are written down on the papers that they can't deny, you know. It's very frustrating. If we created our own political party, that is the key, my friend. But this party will be different than anything because we will not have any leaders. Everybody who's voted in, we set up a website, a referendum poll website, where everybody, even we can go old school and have people who don't have computers or phones or iPods capability to do the voting for our political aspects. When the information is traveled down from top down and we've got to make votes on these, and you have these choices, give it to the people. We could grow out of their proportion. If we started to create cells of MLAs here and there, we could actually start to take over cities and provinces and eventually countries like NDP or conservatives, except that our majority voting party would have no leader, my friend. And our leader, that these people that know us and see, would have no power. They would be no more than the actors that you would see, because when they go back to their computers later and have the choices put upon them, they put it on the website. They put it in, we all set it up in a means and fashion so that the people of that area can log in and vote the changes through a political means. You know, once we start to educate our children in this aspect, we have to control the country altogether ourselves, my friend. I love you, brother. I do. And this idea has been around for a long period, and it has shown that as long as there's a leader, it's insane to wait for one person who can do it all right and make the changes necessary. It is insane to think that we can expect a handful of people not to be corrupted by the power giving to them. They'll usurp the power, as everybody always does, even in a political system for a short period of 4 years. Gives an availability of changing laws and an insanity rate, regardless of what the majority wants. And I just want to give the availability of a voice for the majority, just once in our lives. Can we not speak for ourselves instead of these asshole politics shitheads who say and promise everything of the world, and then they do exactly what they choose to do because of commerce base, because whoever bought their asses into where they are. You know, NDP would have got in, Jack Layton, God bless his soul, would have survived. Maybe there would have been a change. Yeah, the place is collapsing. Our country's falling apart, you know, at its seams and continuing to. If nobody can see the cliff, it's mind-boggling that people can't see. I guess they're so distracted by all the games, the entertainment waves, everything going on. But, my friend, is there a means? Is there a way that you can help me with this? I don't know how to do this. I want to start a political party, but I want to have no leader. I want to set up a system of computer system where people's phones and their internet way aspects, and even maybe public aspects of people who don't have their computers, and even old school telephones where they'll dial in and tell them there's an importance of, and they can make the voting right on the phone. I don't know. I know that there are opportunities and availabilities right now with our technology at our hands, which was never available in all of mankind's history, to the availability it is now, where we, the people, can rule a country together. I know that there are a lot of people who believe the majority shouldn't, and yeah, maybe we're going to do a lot of stupid-ass things because of our thought aspects, but when we start making responsibility for our own choices and seeing the choices that come out, instead of always allowing the politician to be a scapegoat for the choices that were made, make the people make the choices and see the difficulties that come with it, so they can start understanding and learning and education of how we should all be together. I love you, Robert Menard, man. You started me in a direction where I just love knowledge, and I truly love the freedom that you gave me to be able to walk by an officer and not have that fear inside me, that if they confronted me, I don't have to live with that fear, because I know enough inside me of what my rights are. And I always try to become protected by having some recordable device on me available at all times, be it phone, whatever, because that is the way out, because that is the last means of our means of proving our innocence, you know, that I know of, because it's our word against theirs, and it seems to be the case that it's mostly their word, even though I have no criminal record, never done anything wrong. My friend, I've even been in the paper running into a building in this condo, very condo. It was all on fire, the whole roofing. I was in the papers and in the video for the news and that, to help an old lady come out of their home that was burning, you know, and I even tried to put it out with a hose before the fire truck. I'm not trying to say I hate bringing this up because it sounds stupid. It sounds like I'm just saying that what I am, I believe everybody is, okay? I believe that all of us have the capability of doing this. All you need is a leader to step out of the crowd sometimes. And I don't mean a leader that we all follow. I mean just one person to get all of the leaders out. All of the people who want to be a voice together. All of them are so afraid to stand out of that fucking crowd because they've programmed us. We're all in this bubble of fear. But sometimes just that one person is all it takes. And you stand out and you speak that voice that everybody wants to speak, but they're afraid to. They'll come out of it. And you'll be standing beside many people. Not alone. I need to start this party. I don't know how to do this. I'm getting frustrated. I don't want to play internet and, you know, I don't want to do movies. I don't want to do comedy. I want to start something that means something to this country that I live in, that I love, that I'm a part of. And I don't know how to do it. So I'm asking, please, do you know, can you give me direction? Contact me on my website. Throw me an email. I'll give you my phone number. Maybe we can chat. Come down to Edmonton. Check me out, my brother. God bless you. Anytime you're in Edmonton, you got a place to stay, man. A roof over your head. I don't give a shit. I got the room, my friend. If you don't mind sleeping on an air mattress that blows up very fast. Big, huge, wide one. Anyway, we're a crazy family. We love life. We're silly at times, but we try to be truthful and honest. And non-judgmental. Just want to live life. If you're not harming anybody, what the hell are we living under this nanny state? I'm going to cut it here. Anyway, I don't know how many videos. Anyway, God bless all of yous. It's Covey 1969.